So we are back once again. I'm your mentor, Anu Agarwal, who is going to help you that how you're going to get those wonderful marks in your HSC board economics. Guys, so today we are going to start with elasticity of demand, a very, very important chapter from examination point of view. इस chapter को याद से ज़्यादा please समझने की कोशिश करेगा because this is really going to help you in your whole examination. Now, what do you mean by the word elasticity? Elasticity word का simple सा मतलब होता है responsiveness. Responsiveness का मतलब, for example, अगर price change हुआ, तो in what proportion the demand for the product or the quantity demanded for that product will change. For example, if the price changed by 20% या आप बोल सकते हो कोई चीज 10 रुपए की थी अभी 15 रुपए हो गई, so it is increased by almost 5 rupees or you can say 50%. But if you realize that the demand has not fallen much, if earlier 100 t-shirts of that product were being demanded, still some 95 units of those t-shirts are still demanded, even though the price has increased. Now, this is known as responsiveness. That is, with respect to a variable which can be price, which can be income, which can be a substitute good, a complementary good, what is the change in the demand which is expected? So this is what Alfred Marshall tried to tell you, that elasticity of demand is great or small according to the amount demanded, which rises much or little for a given fall in price, and quantity demanded falls much or little for a given rise in price. कितना प्राइस बढ़ा है या कम हुआ है उसके रिस्पेक्ट से कितनी डिमांड बढ़ी है या कम हुई है. You don't remember the definition? Then as I always tell, memorize mat karo. Can you remember this line? Elasticity is responsiveness of the quantity demanded with respect to a variable which can be price, which can be income, or it can be a substitute or a complementary good. Going further, कितने टाइप की इलास्टिसिटी होती है? मैं अभी जब बात कर रही थी तो I said quantity demanded with respect to income, price, substitute goods or complementary goods. Now this itself answers that how many types of elasticity of demand are there? Income elasticity. What does income elasticity means? It means that if the income of a person is going to increase or decrease, is it going to change the demand of the product? Is it going to increase or decrease with respect to the change in income? That is known as elasticity of income. So for example, if the income of a person was, I'm just taking an arbitrary figure, let's say 10,000. When the income of the person was 10,000, quantity demanded was 100 units. But if the income increases to 12,000 and this quantity increases to 150 units. What do you say? That with the increase in income, the quantity demanded has increased. And in fact, अगर आप इसका proportion देखेंगे, तो you'll realize कि income तो सिर्फ 2000 से बढ़ी है. Percentage में निकालूंगी तो 2000 divided by 10,000 is some 20%, right? Quantity demanded on the other hand, 100 units थी, अभी 150 units हो गई, which is more than, you can say, 20% price income increase है, लेकिन demand is 50% increase. That means this particular product is very responsive to the change in income. So that's known as income elasticity. Let me rub the board. So this is income elasticity. Now look at it. They are trying to explain this to you with Look at this. This triangle is the change. Q is the original demand. Y is income, right? And so if you look at the symbolic representation which is done, क्या ये फॉर्मूला हम खुद बना सकते हैं? हमने अपने एग्जाम्पल में लिया कि इनकम which is Y, original income was 10,000, right? And the original demand was 100 units. What is the change? The income, can I call it Y1, becomes 12,000. And the demand of the product becomes, can I call it D1, is 150. हमने कैसे चेक किया था? हमने बोला कितना चेंज इन क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड है. So it was 150 minus 100. So change in demand is change demand D1 minus D, which is 50. What is the change in income? Change in income is how much? 12,000 minus 10,000, 2,000. Now guys, this is a formula. If you don't remember the formula, can you do it like this? That कितना percentage demand change है? So can you do 50 divided by 100? जैसे मैंने आपको अभी orally करके दिखाया था. It is how much? It is 50%. And what is the percentage change as far as income is concerned? It is 2,000 divided by 10,000. This is how much? 20%. So, if you want to find out that क्या ये जो चेंज है ये मोर देन 1 है, लेस देन 1 है, आप क्या कर सकते हो? इस 50 को डिवाइडेड बाय 20 कर सकते हो. इट विल गेट 2.5 जो आंसर है. हम लोग ज्यादातर ये फॉर्मूला याद करते हैं. अब इस फॉर्मूले को देखो. चेंज इन क्वांटिटी डिवाइडेड बाय क्वांटिटी डिवाइडेड बाय चेंज इन इनकम डिवाइडेड बाय इनकम. आप सबको मैथ्स का रूल याद है. डिवाइड है कोई चीज तो जब उसको मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो नीचे वाली चीज ऊपर चली जाती है. तो y ऊपर चला गया, चेंज इन y नीचे आ गया. माय बिगेस्ट क्वेश्चन इज व्हाई डू यू वांट टू गेट इनटू दिस? सिंपल सी चीज है. व्हाट इज द परसेंटेज चेंज इन इनकम? परसेंटेज चेंज इन इनकम कैसे निकलेगा? पहली इनकम कितनी थी, बाद में इनकम कितनी हुई, चेंज कितना हुआ? 2000 का हुआ. 2000 डिवाइडेड बाय द ओरिजिनल इनकम इज हाउ मच? 2000 divided by 10,000 is 20%. Yes. Similarly, change in demand. Once you know both the things, you can find out the elasticity. What is it? Change percentage of quantity, which is 50. What is the change percentage in your income? It is 20. What is the answer which you get? 2.5. If anything is more than 2.5, more than 1, it means the product is more elastic, मतलब more responsive. इनकम में चेंज कम है बट क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड में चेंज ज्यादा है. सो दिस इज मोर इलास्टिक. I hope you have understood income elasticity. Go. Okay, now once we understand the term elasticity, look at these 3 things which are very important from examination point of view, guys. Now why do I say very important from examination point of view? Question आता है इसलिए बोल रही हूँ. Look at it. Normal goods, inferior goods, necessary goods. ये 3 चीजों का डिफरेंस आपको समझ में आना चाहिए. Inferior goods, as I discussed in the last class, are goods which are definitely not what you want to consume. You would like to, for ये normal example दिया जाता है कि wheat is something which I would like to consume, but अगर wheat नहीं consume कर सकती then I would like to consume ज्वार और बाजरा. हालांकि आजकल की डेट में everybody is wanting to consume these millets to become thinner. But economics में wheat is considered to be a superior quality good. Anyway, so एक है normal good, inferior good, and necessity is like I can't do without certain things. मैं उसके बिना जैसे स्कूल की can you afford not to send your child to school? No, that's a necessity. Can you afford your child कि तुम उसको दूध ना पिलाओ? Necessity. So let's be very clear with the word necessity, normal goods and inferior goods, right? अब please understand, if your income will increase, logically मुझे बताओ, if your income will increase, you would like to not use the inferior good. No, you would like to go towards normal goods. Right? That's what they're saying. That inferior goods or goods where demand decreases with increase in income. या एग्जाम में आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है, what is the relationship between inferior goods and change in income? या if the income increases, what will be the change in demand or what will be the impact on inferior goods? You should write down, if income increases, demand for inferior goods will decrease. ये बहुत favorite question है. नेसेसिटी में तो कोई फर्क ही नहीं आएगी. आपकी इनकम कितना भी हो जाए, आप ज्यादा नमक थोड़ी खाने लगोगे या ज्यादा दूध थोड़ी पीने लग जाओगे. नेसेसिटी विल रिमेन अनचेंज्ड. आपकी इनकम कम हो तो भी आप, इनकम कम होगी तो हो सकता है आप उस नेसेसिटी में ये देखोगे कि कैन आई यूज समथिंग इंफीरियर एंड स्टिल कंटिन्यू डूइंग इट. एज सच नेसेसिटी के डिमांड में कोई चेंज नहीं होता. एंड इन केस ऑफ नॉर्मल गुड्स, yes, if I have one t-shirt, I would like to have one more of it if my income increases. If I'm wearing an inferior quality shoe, if my income will increase, I would not like to buy that inferior quality good. But on the other hand, if I'm wearing a nice shoe, not an inferior quality good, inferior quality shoe, I'm talking about a normal shoe. If my income will increase, I would like to have one more pair of it. That's exactly what this table is talking about, and it is very important from examination point of view. Coming up to cross elasticity, बहुत ज्यादा एग्जाम में पूछा जाता है. क्रॉस का मतलब I am trying to find out a relationship कि अगर सब्स्टिट्यूट गुड या कॉम्प्लीमेंट गुड के प्राइस में चेंज होता है तो तुम्हारे प्रोडक्ट के डिमांड में क्या फर्क पड़ता है. What's the change which happens? For example, there is good X and it has got a perfect substitute Y. Now good X का जो प्राइस है is 10. Why is my pen acting funny with me? Okay, the price of good X is 10. The price of good Y was also 10, but Y reduces the price to 9. Now what is going to happen? I told you in the beginning, Y is a perfect substitute for X. You tell me, if it's a perfect substitute, why will people not like to buy Y? So what is going to happen? X का price 10 है, but X के customers X खरीदने के बजाय Y खरीदेंगे. So what is going to happen? The demand for X is going to fall because the price of Y has fallen. अब आपको एग्जाम में आता है, what is the relationship between the substitute goods? So you can see there's a direct relationship. The demand of your good, the good in question, is going to fall if the price of your substitute good is going to fall, and vice versa. If the price of your substitute good is going to increase, the demand for your good is going to increase. Favorite question in the examination. So if the price of good X, just a second. So if the price of good X is 10, but the price of good Y, which is a perfect substitute, has become 9, if original quantity demanded of X was 100, but now when the price of Y has become 9, the quantity demanded of X has become 50, right? So what is the elasticity? कितना quantity decrease हो गया है? Quantity has decreased from 100 to 50, so it has fallen down to 50 units. Yes or no? On the other hand, the price change of Y, originally Y का भी price 10 था, अभी 9 रुपए हो गया है, तो 1 रुपए से price change हो गया है. Now just you have to put it into this formula, that what is the percentage change in the quantity of A. So what is the percentage change in the quantity of A? A क्या है हमारा? X पहला प्रोडक्ट, राइट? हमारा गुड इन क्वेश्चन. तो उसकी पहले क्वांटिटी कितनी डिमांडेड थी? 100. अभी कितनी क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड है? 50. सो व्हाट इज द चेंज? 100 minus 50, 50 units is the change, divided by the original quantity demanded. So what is the percentage change? It is 50%. Yes. And what is the change in price? Look at change in price of product B. This is my product B. Y is my product B. What is the change in price? It is 10 minus 9, which is 1 rupee. So what will be the percentage अगर निकालना हो तो 1 divided by original price, 10 into 100, it is 10%. So how do you find out the elasticity? Percentage change in quantity A, which is 50, divided by percentage change in the price of B, which is 10%. तो हम इसको बोल सकते हैं it is highly responsive because it is more than 1, right? If you look at this formula, how did you find out this percentage change? Original, that is change in quantity, which is 50, divided by the original quantity, divided by change in price, divided by जो चीजें अलग अलग मैंने आपको कैलकुलेट करके दिखाई है उसी को यहाँ फॉर्मूले में लिखा है. याद करने की कोशिश मत करना, समझने की कोशिश करो फ्रेंड्स. you'll be doing very well, trust me. ना हमने सब्स्टिट्यूट समझ लिया. अब मुझे एग्जाम में क्या जरूरी है? Examiner is mostly interested in asking you the relationship. If it's a substitute good and they tell you that the price of the good of product A has fallen and the demand for product B has also gone down. So what are they? So you should be able to answer that they are a substitute good. I hope I'm clear. This is what comes in the exam. Now let's talk about complementary goods. जैसे कि car and petrol, right? You can't drive a car without petrol. So please tell me, if the price of petrol is going to fall, so people would like to consume more of petrol, but how do they consume it? For that they need a car, na? So if the price of petrol is going to fall, the demand for petrol will increase, but petrol cannot be used without the car being there. So demand of the car has to increase, though the price of car hasn't changed. So this is cross elasticity. So exam mein, if you come to know, they tell you that between A and B, there is an inverse relationship between price and demand between product A and B. What are they? So you should be able to say they are complement goods. Why? Because if price of petrol has fallen down, then how is it impacting product B, which is a complement? The demand for product B has increased. Inverse क्यों है? प्राइस नीचे जा रहा है तो डिमांड बढ़ रहा है ना, ठीक है? या इसको आप इनडायरेक्ट रिलेशनशिप बोल सकते हो, इनवर्स रिलेशनशिप. इनवर्स इज समथिंग व्हिच इज बीइंग यूज्ड इन द एग्जामिनेशन. सो गाइस, cross elasticity means you need to in the examination hall be capable of identifying कि ये substitute है या complement है. Very very important. Now guys, coming up to price elasticity, तीसरा element. So income we have done, cross we have done, and now price elasticity. That is, if the price of a product changes, to what extent the demand will be affected? It is going to increase crazy, or there's going to be no change in the quantity demanded, or there's going to be a slight change in the quantity demanded. So when we say price elasticity, we should be talking about elastic, inelastic, perfectly inelastic. So simple talking about, if I take up a product, that there's a product A and the quantity demanded was 1000 units. This is my Q. And if the price of this product was 10 rupees, I don't know, when I write 1, something happens to my pen. Okay. The price was 10 rupees, then the quantity demanded was 1000 of product A. Now, if I give you information that the price has gone down, or my P1 has gone down to 8 rupees. If my price has gone down to 8 rupees, the quantity demanded goes up to as high as 1500 units. Now look at this. Price में percentage, हम formula के बारे में बात करेंगे, we'll be using the text. But look at it. price has changed from 10 rupees to 8 rupees. It has fallen by 2 rupees. If I talk in terms of percentage, then 2 divided by 10 into 100 is 20%. So the price change is 20%. But look at the quantity change. It is 1000 units थे पहले, अभी 1500 units का demand है. So if I want to find out the percentage change, it is how much? 500 divided by the original quantity, which is 1000 into 100 is 50%. That means the price change is much higher in comparison to the quantity change is much higher in comparison to the price change. This is known as that the good is elastic. अब यहीं पर ऐसा होता, मैं बोलती कि price from 10 has become 9.75, like 0.25 change हुआ है price, which is a very very small change. But the demand goes up to 2500, or you can say 3000. Now look at it. From 1000 units it goes up to 2500, though the price is not 8, it has just changed to 9.75, which is 0.25, right? Or you can say 0.25 divided by 10 rupees is 2.5%. So the change in price is just 2.5%. But look at the change in the quantity demanded. 2500 minus 1000 is 1500 divided by 1000 is 150%. This is huge. This is known as the product is extremely elastic. It is very responsive to the price. On the other hand, if I tell you that the price has changed from 10 rupees, it has gone down to as low as, 6 rupees. But the quantity, earlier it was 1000 and still it remains 1000. ये क्या है? प्राइस चेंज हुआ है, 10 से 6 हो गया, बट क्वांटिटी में कोई चेंज नहीं है. इसका मतलब the product is absolutely non-responsive to the price. This is known as inelastic. या अगर मैं बोलूं प्राइस 10 रुपए से 6 रुपए हुआ है, 40% चेंज हुआ है, but the quantity demanded is gone up from 1000 units to some 1050. So you'll say, ma'am, it is relatively inelastic. So in the next class, we will be making some graphs and understanding the impact of elasticity, and basically we will try to understand from examination point of view that अगर good necessity है तो क्या होगा, good अगर inferior है तो क्या होगा, and producer की तरफ से क्या impact होगा, consumer की तरफ से क्या impact होगा, गवर्नमेंट को कैसे इफेक्ट करता है, या ये इलास्टिसिटी क्यों जरूरी है. So guys, wait for my next lecture. Till then, have a great evening and wait for my next lecture. Thank you.